I'm just doing this video real quickly too, and I did it again. I said real quickly, I say that way too many times when I'm doing YouTubing. You just stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it. Okay. Just wanted to fool around for a little bit because I need to work with the new features in Pinnacle with the new upgrade. As you know, I've figured out the sound filtering so I can have the fan running so I can get that light from the ceiling fan without having to have the sound of the ceiling fan going wow, 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 wow in my video. I wonder if it would filter me doing that, because that's the same sound. At least I think it is. Well, we'll see. And of course, in this take, I remember to plug in my microphone so I can make my turkey noises. I can't even do that right anymore. Yeah. Well, it's late in the day. I've been working all day. And I've been drinking a lot of coffee, so my mouth is a bit irritated right now. Wanted to show off a few things, mostly because I wanted to toy with the features, but also because I wanted to talk about a few things with you. I went to the store, the Japanese store, and I got these, which are different. Normally I get these. These are the ones that we really like. These are the regular matcha Kit Kats. Matcha is green tea powder. And basically the candy bar is, it's white chocolate with green tea powder mixed into it. It's a very savory candy. It's, you know how chocolate's not horribly sweet, but it's good? This is that, except it's different than chocolate. It's green tea powder. It's a very good candy bar. And it's got the crispy cookies inside of it. But this one here I've always wanted to try because it's a darker package and I didn't know what was in it. And then when I got one and I opened it up, as you can tell, this is a second take because I've already eaten half of it. But the packages are different. As you can see, the regular green tea powder ones have the big Kit Kat logo. And the new darker ones have a little Kit Kat logo at the corner and this longer text on the front. It has different text for different packages, so I don't know if they're different sayings. I don't have the Japanese alphabet. But I noticed also that the full packages had the exact same text on the front, so you can't tell the difference except for the color. Even the graphic is a little bit different. But still, the ingredients call this a rich green tea Kit Kat, whereas this one here just calls it a Kit Kat green tea chocolate, where we all know it's actually just cocoa butter, the white part of chocolate, with green tea powder mixed into it. Although it does have cocoa powder listed in the ingredients. I'll take a close-up shot of these ingredient boxes and put them up here. This one here, I don't know if it's because it just has more green tea in it or not, but there's an interesting story with my kids. My kids reacted to it somewhat negatively. They didn't really like it. I've eaten a few of them over the past couple of weeks, and I have grown to like them, so it is an acquired taste. But these, the regular light ones, these were immediately liked. So don't be afraid of the green tea Kit Kats just because I said, ooh, these were an acquired taste. No, these are not. These we immediately liked. So, be careful when you're shopping at your Japanese stores. I also wanted to show off my new discovery. I don't know if any of you on Twitter have seen, I found a wheat cracker Kit Kat. Did not buy them because I said, oh, I don't want to eat a Kit Kat that tastes basically like a Triscuit. Because I never liked Triscuits. But these have, I don't know what this is, it's like crepe paper. And I looked on the ingredients and it does say crepe crumbs. Again, here's a picture of the ingredient listing in English. But yeah, so they look like a cookies and cream Kit Kat. Except a little bit more yellowish. But I tasted it and it really wasn't that noticeably flavored. I mean, even an Oreo cookies and cream Kit Kat, I would recognize the taste of the Oreo in it. But this, I'm just noticing nothing. It's just a bit sweet. Not horribly sweet. But it's fair. It's a good candy bar. So I wouldn't say dislike, but I would say, nothing special about it. New t-shirt. My sweetheart got me this for Valentine's Day. Notice how well it matches my overshirt? I think she did that on purpose. She also got me coconut moon pies. I'm showing these off because, well, yes, I'm a big fan of moon pies, but also because when you're shopping for moon pies, look at how thick that is. That is one thick, fluffy layer of marshmallow. And I've eaten a couple of these, and they're really fluffy and light because they're fresh. These are coconut moon pies made specifically for Mardi Gras. So you know that these are recently made. The ones in the big boxes that I get, the banana moon pies, they make them year-round. And so when I order these big, huge boxes of them, by the time I get to the end of the box, the marshmallow has kind of shrunk. Either that or else they're just not putting as much in it anymore. And it gets really gummy when it gets older. So they're not nearly as good. But these, the marshmallow is light and fluffy. The cake tops and bottoms are nice and cakey. But the coconut flavor, it's a really good, noticeable coconut flavor. They're not really fragrant, but they do have a lot of good coconut flavor. So if you like coconut candies, get these. Although, February's almost over, so you're probably going to have a hard time getting a hold of them. Anyway, enough about that. Other features that I wanted to show off, aside from filtering out the ceiling fan noise, I did plug in my microphone, right? Okay. The other thing I wanted to do was tinker with the scrolling title. And the reason I want to toy with this is because I want to do a scrolling title closing for my Clockwork Angels extended playlist video. I want to do something really special for it, so I wanted to make sure it had a good closing. And I've picked out the song I want to use for the tail. It's the very last part of You Bet Your Life from Roll the Bones. And I want to have the scrolling title of the lyrics being rambled in the background of that portion of the song. So it'll be a good closing title thing. I also wanted to talk about the ant candy. I was really upset by this because it is so incredibly much candy for so few ants. There's only like 9 ants in this. Are these black ants so scarce that they can't find that many to fill a candy but this big? And I thought this was going to be that soft Astropop type candy. No, this is hard candy. It cracked and broke and made a noise when I broke it. I thought, holy cow, this is like a lollipop without a stick. How are you supposed to eat this? As I've said, when I used to get chocolate-covered ants, I would get a little portion of chocolate-covered ants, and there would be a lot of ants in it. Of course, they probably weren't getting the notorious black ants that I think on my last video I put a link in the description that said stuff about the black ants. Apparently, there's a very good reason why they use these specific black ants. But because they have extraordinarily high nutrition. But enough about the ants thing. Let's get to the title, the rolling title. I'm going to read a segment of one of my poems from Verses from for the Vixen. And hopefully I'll be better at it because my first take I got a bit winded. As I was reading it, and I need to be careful of that. So, let's try this. Ready? Okay, it's going to be scrolling text up the screen as I read. Though the breadth of lit that I have studied fills my stores with knowledge, none cares to know. Wisdom that could just as well be buried, from names tossed into the English hopper. Talk of Wordsworth, Milton, Chaucer, Shakespeare, and of Edmund Spenser, Lyly, Cowper, Dryden and Donne, that kindly Edward Lear. O fallow gift that I should spend my days preaching to deaf ears that vainly do hear what Coleridge's ancient mariner pays. What can quiet this living verbal need, that infrequently failing, near always despairing, the fate of an untold deed? Muses, hold my tongue, lest I vow a curse upon my talents and my promised creed. To weave truth into happy English verse, to comprehend the sins within my soul, to give my empty sorrow its due nurse, to play a game with words for no clear goal, to write something sublime, or just to write something that must be wrote as paying toll. My poems are a symptom of my plight. So, poetry. Yes, I've written some. It's called Verses for the Vixen, available at lulu.com and amazon.com. If you're an international viewer, I believe it's also available at Amazon Spain, England, I think Australia, I maybe in Japan, and where else in Europe? There were 3 places in Europe it was supposed to be sold. Because wherever Amazon has its own website. In India, yeah, there's a place in India that sells it. But that's that. So learning how to do that for this, and talked about the candy bars, talked about moon pies, talked about the ant candy I haven't eaten yet. But there's, yeah, the scrolling text thing. I want to do that for my Rush Clockwork Angels video. And I need a silent spot for filtering purposes so I can get that ceiling fan sound out. Try them because, and there's a funny story with this. Before I had kids, I was on a little bit of a health kick. I was always trying to eat supplements of vitamins instead of eating good. I would take vitamins and then eat poorly. Well, I'm sorry, I have, my palate has learned certain things. Anyway, so I always like to take alfalfa tablets to make sure I would get vegetables, because I didn't like eating vegetables, but I knew I needed to have them in my diet. So I would take alfalfa tablets because I didn't have to worry about an extract and being, overdosing on something that, because it was an extract, would be an untoward based on the amount of food I was taking in. So I took alfalfa tablets because they were not an extract. They were just dried leaves compressed into a tablet. I didn't have to taste them. I could just wash them down with coffee. Well, yeah, I was an extreme coffee addict. But anyway, when I had kids, I thought that they should learn how to appreciate the benefits of good nutrition. So I started frequently giving them alfalfa tablets when I would take them. And they would take them with me. They would take them and chew them up because they didn't know I wasn't chewing them. And I to this day, I can still look at my youngest daughter and ask her, "What's missing from your day?" And she'll immediately just say alfalfa. Because she learned to like the flavor of those pills. And she felt it was good for her, which she's right. But a couple of years ago, they found out that when I used to take alfalfa tablets, I didn't chew them up. I swallowed them or washed them down with whatever I was drinking because I didn't like the flavor of it. And they were both really mad at me. They said, "My whole life has been a lie. You're not supposed to chew those things?" So, anyway, so they still miss the consuming of alfalfa tablets because they're not on the market anymore. I can't find them anywhere. But they like these candy bars because they taste like green tea candy, which is really, it's an interesting and savory flavor. It's different from chocolate, but it's not bad. It's really, really tasty and good. This one, they said, the moment they bit into it, they said, it reminds me of those alfalfa tablets. Which I thought, what? And I took a bite out of one of them, yeah. It reminds me of the flavor of those alfalfa tablets. Now, after eating a couple of them over the past several few days, I have begun to appreciate the flavor. It is, as the label says, a rich green tea flavor, whereas this is just green tea. So I don't know if that means that they just put more green tea in the dark ones, or if they tried to make it green tea with chocolate, which is, I guess you would say, is pretty obvious when you open it up. If it were chocolate, it would still be brown. These are clearly not brown. And of course the matcha ones, the regular matcha ones, are a lighter green. So you can really see the difference, that one of them is a much, much darker green. These are the good ones, by the way. Yes, go out and get these if you can. Go to your Ranch 99 or H Mart or whatever Asian store in the candy aisle. They should have specifically these, because these are the ones that, one, I've been pushing, and two, are the most popular around the world. But these, yeah, they're more savory instead of sweet, but they do have a much stronger, very clearly not chocolate flavor. But once you get used to it, it only took a couple of them for me, they're really not bad. And again, you get the benefits of matcha powder, green tea. So, did you get all that? I don't know if you saw on Twitter, I posted a picture of some wheat cracker Kit Kats. I really decided not to try them because I said, wheat cracker? Why would anyone want to get a candy bar that tastes like a wheat cracker? Have you ever eaten a Triscuit? They're not tasty. So why would anyone want to eat a Kit Kat that's supposed to taste like a cracker that no one likes? So I said no. But I wanted to talk about these. I never did open this. And when I opened it, I found out, yes, it's really a hard candy. It's not that flexible Astropop type stuff. This is a very hard, brittle candy. Hey, look, none of the ants broke. But anyway, so I haven't tried this yet. I don't know what this candy is supposed to taste like, why it's green. It's completely sealed. Do I have any scissors here? I didn't think to bring any scissors back here. I mean, need to make an edit call? No, I'm going to wait and taste these later. Very good coconut flavor. But look at that thick wad of marshmallow. And they're fluffy, too. One thing I've been noticing with my banana moon pies is that because they get older in the warehouse or in shipping, or in the fact that it takes me a while to eat 6 boxes of a dozen each box, that the marshmallow kind of shrinks and gets more gummy as it gets older. So they're not nearly as fluffy as they are when you first get them. But these, because they're seasonal, you know these have to have been made very recently. And look at that huge, thick pile of marshmallow in there. And they're very fluffy. Cut. Oh wait, there was something else. I was going to figure out how to do a rolling title. So, and that's something that I'm talking about doing for my Rush Clockwork Angels extended playlist video. There's a song that I want to not include in it, but I want to use it as the tail footage of that video. So I'm going to go ahead and just try it here and see how it works. So, I think this is the closing of You Bet Your Life by Rush. No, here's a better idea. Read one of my poems. Okay, where am I at? Okay, rolling text experiment. Rolling title experiment. Let's see how this is going to work. Okay, ready? Though the breadth of lip that I have studied fills my stores with knowledge none cares to know, wisdom that could just as well be buried from names tossed into the English hopper, Talk of Wordsworth, Milton, Chaucer, Shakespeare. Take 2. Have you tried doing this twice? Oh, I forgot to plug in my microphone. Okay. Take 2. Though the breadth of lit that I have studied fills my stores with knowledge, none cares to know. Wisdom that could just as well be buried, from names tossed into the English hopper. Talk of Wordsworth, Milton, Chaucer, Shakespeare, and of Edmund Spenser, Lyly, Cowper, Dryden, and Donne, that kindly Edward Lear. O foul gift that I should spend my days, preaching to deaf ears that vainly do hear what Coleridge's ancient mariner pays. What can quiet this living verbal need, that infrequently failing, near always despairing, the fate of an untold deed? Muses, hold my tongue, lest I vow a curse upon my talents and my promised creed, to weave truth into happy English verse, to comprehend the sins within my soul, to give my empty sorrow its due nurse, to play a game with words for no clear goal, to write something sublime, or just to write something that must be wrote, as paying toll. My poems are a symptom of my plight. That is an excerpt from the River of Silence notebooks from Verses for the Vixen, available at lulu.com and amazon.com. Not a paid promotion, just saying it because it's my damn